What was Sunday at UBS Arena like for you?
It was a lot of joy. I've said when we won the Stanley Cup, it was relief. This was a lot of joy. I'm so happy for Alex, his family, especially happy for the fan base. I think you're going to see a lot of love and gratitude shown tonight because this is a very special and historic record that he broke. That Wayne Gretzky and his family was there, Alex and his family. You saw so many fans, the mothers, fathers, kids, grandkids. It was a very special, very show of gratitude, and I think that'll be covered in a big, big way today.
It's funny you say gratitude. John Carlson in the locker room after the game against the Islanders, where he broke the record, said something that I thought was so accurate, that Ovi's generosity of spirit, of gratitude, Ovi's willingness to kind of go along with every step of this process as it got bigger and bigger. And then I think Wayne's grace and gratitude throughout of it. Was it remarkable for you how it all unfolded, and even tying the record, then breaking it, every moment just became more and more special?
I've gotten to know Wayne. And Wayne reached out to me 5 years ago and said, wow, if anyone's going to break that record, it's him, and I want to be with you. 5 years ago.
Wow.
And you heard him when Alex scored. He jumped in joy and said, I felt like I scored the goal. And these great men, great players, they're magnanimous. And so that spirit of including everyone, being extroverted and saying, let's share in this. I remember when Alex won the first MVP and the mayor gave him the keys to the city, he looked at me and he went, what a life. And I said, this guy gets it. I mean, he knows how once in a lifetime this is. And he's been on a really special journey with the fan base, and it's uplifted the league. Right now, he's the most important, most famous hockey player worldwide in the NHL. All eyes on Alex Ovechkin, which means all eyes on the Capitals and all eyes on Washington, D.C., and all eyes on the fans.
As somebody that grew up here, going to Cap Center, way back in Landover, he personally has changed hockey in this city on such a huge level. Going way back to when you first met Alex, I'm sure you were excited. Everybody understood the type of player he was projected to be. Did you, in your wildest projections, did you ever think it'd be this?
What I never thought could happen is that the passion, the intensity level, the drive could last 20, 21 years. I mean, that, and that his availability to the fans, to the coaching staff, to his teammates. He never wants to miss a game. I saw a stat the other day. He's missed 50 games in 20 years to injury. And he plays hard, he plays a heavy game. So that we might never see. I thought Wayne's comments on Gordie Howe, Mark Messier, and Alex, those are the three icons, scoring goals, hitting players, playing a heavy game, being captains of the team, being leaders. Wayne and Mario, Sidney Crosby, those are unbelievably great players, and they're all-around players, but very different. And we were talking the other day about, is this the greatest individual achievement of a player in the DMV? And I'm friends with Cal Ripken. I think Cal Ripken's Iron Man. I remember that game. I got emotional with that. They shut the place down. He was running around, shaking everybody's hands. That was something. I can't tell you how the team did that year. I mean, it overwhelmed it. We won the East. We were the first team to make the playoffs. So we want to make sure that tonight shows him our love. And then I want to lock it up,
turn it back up,
and go back to, hey, we got this game and 4 others, and then we go into the playoffs. And we have a good team. Let's try to win another cup. That would be something. If he could break the record and we win the cup, that I really think shoots us up to a much higher pantheon.
I think the job of the staff and the front office of keeping this team in position for Alex to break the record and getting younger and better, that's a hard needle to thread.
Yeah, and Chris Patrick and Spencer Carberry, they're the youngest duo in the NHL as coach and general manager. We've never had a GM of the year, if you can believe that. Yeah, it's amazing, and I can't think of somebody more deserving than Chris Patrick to be general manager of the year this year. The beginning of the season, there were the 12 publications that made predictions. None of them had us making the playoffs. So no one knows nothing, right? Isn't that the best comment about sports? So I hope they'll give Chris and Mac and our coaching staff their due. And Alex, I remember last year he started the first half of the season with 8 goals. And people were telling us he's done. And I've said, never take him for granted, never undersell this man. He has so much pride, he has such an engine, such a desire to be the best. And he had a great second half of the year and had a great off season. And look at this year, he's missed 15 games.
He broke his leg.
He broke his leg.
And scored more than 40. I mean, this year to me is such a testament to never underestimate Alex Ovechkin.
That's I never take him for granted, never underestimate him, and he's pulled everyone with him. And he's got another year on the contract. Let's put some more distance. Let's have a great team. Let's keep the party going.
I've said this on air. I've said this on radio. I think you deserve a lot of credit for keeping Alex as a one city player for his career. There had to be some moments when you gave him that big contract, the 13-year, of hesitation or at least of let me think this through. Did you have any of those moments?
You know, David Stern, God rest his soul, great man, great executive, called me after the press conference and said, it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. He said, and you will regret this. And you can't give a player a 13-year deal. It'll suck away all of his desire to be great. We'll get too comfortable. And, you know, I joke now and say, well, my regret is we didn't sign him to a 15-year deal. And he's one of a kind. He's just naturally gifted in scoring, but his leadership, his commitment to the fan base, the way we've worked together, it's not like I have to be buddy-buddy with him. That would be inauthentic. But we have a very honest relationship. We have a respectful, mutual admiration society. Day one, I said, we were able to draft you because we're not a very good team. But if we do this the right way, we're going to build a great team. It'll be generationally really talented. Let's be in it together. Let's not work apart. Let's be partners in this. And I've lived up to my word. He's lived up to his word, and it worked. Yeah. And so, you know, Nick Backstrom signed a long-term contract. He attended the signing for 13 years with me. And he said, I want one of those. I want to be like Alex. Right. And you see all the players now, Tom Wilson, John Carlson, who want to be here, sure. Right? And that's because the culture that he helped us to set. And
now the younger guys are following suit.
I think, you know, that he last week, when Ryan Leonard was going to have his first game, Alex texts him and says, let's go to dinner tonight. And he says, okay. He says, you know, I've never seen Boston College. Let me come to campus. And so here's the kid who's going to play his first game in the NHL, and he tells his roommates, oh yeah, Alex Ovechkin is on his way over. We're going to dinner. Who does that, right? Well, now what that does to our other players, our other leaders, they welcome the players. Dubois having a great, great season here. And I don't say he struggled with other teams, but he felt comfortable here. And he told me when I met him that 3 minutes after it was announced that he was coming, Alex texts him and says, welcome to DC, you're going to love it. you have anything that I can help you with, let me know. And then Tom Wilson calls him 2 minutes later and says, we'll probably be playing on the same line. I'll come get you at the airport.
That's awesome.
And so he is felt welcome, and he says that's unusual or differentiated because the players, they're rooting for your success. They want to be seen as welcoming, and they all tell people, you're going to love DC, you're going to love the building, let us show you the neighborhoods, you're going to love the practice facility. It's a very move forward, positive, can-do, extroverted kind of personality for the culture, and that all starts with Alex.
Yeah. I wanted to circle back. You said Gretzky called you 5 years ago about the record. When did you think the record was a realistic goal?
I remember being on the ice when he got to 600.
Okay.
And Dick Patrick we've always given him these awards. And then he got to 700, and when Dick and I were walking out, I go, didn't we just do this? And we were reminiscing about how he's just chunking them out, right? I mean, when you go through the math, to have to get 40, 50 goals every year, right? Wayne did it a different way. His first 10 years were astronomical. He's having 70 goal seasons, 90 goal seasons, but his last 10 years, I think his last year, he had 14 or 15 goals. Alex has 42 goals, right? And so his consistency over that body of work has just been, mind-blowing. And that I don't know if can be replicated, especially the way he plays. He plays such a heavy game. Now I've watched him last year and this season line someone up and have second thought about it, right? It's like, I'm not going to, hopefully saving that for the playoffs.
Father Time is undefeated.
Yeah, but the heavy game that he plays and the shot, I mean, the last 4 or 5 games, his shot, the velocity, how quick he's getting it off, it reminds me of 10 years ago, 12 years ago. And, the power play goal that he scored to break the record, that's unbelievable. No one else does that.
Carberry said that after the game. He said he had the perfect angle on it, and he still doesn't know how it got in.
There was a window this big, traffic in front, and he never shoots the same way. That was like a
slow
slingshot.
Yeah,
exactly.
It was crazy.
And so his, and with Nick Backstrom too, their view of the ice and how the geometry moves, and hesitating for a half a second, what happens to make the window open. I mean, it's really been a joy to watch. I saw on the internet all 895 goals the other day, and I've watched obviously every goal, but it was unbelievable to see them all, and the different jerseys, the different goaltenders, and just going, and how many different ways he scored. It's not like he's a one-trick pony. It's not just all from the offense.
I can't believe someone would have the audacity to say that. Yeah. Do you have a favorite?
There's some. I mean, the goal that he scored with Gretzky as coach in Phoenix,
sure,
that made him Rookie of the Year and really put him on the map. That was a important goal because all of a sudden it was, it's Sidney Crosby and Alex. Oh, Alex won Rookie of the Year that year. The goal against Montreal, where he hit it against the
spin move,
did a spin, dragged a guy with him, one hand in. I mean, there's just been so many acrobatic goals. The power play goals where it's coming, even 5 or 6 goals ago, it's like this is coming, and they're going to double him up, but he's able to get the shot off. And so when you talk to goaltenders, and you've heard the story before with Ole, the very first practice at Old Piney Orchard, I asked Ole, comes off the ice, what do you think of the kid? And Ole is a serious guy, he just won the Vezina Trophy. He said, best player I've ever played against. And I said, Ole, he said, no. The way he sounds when he's skating, the velocity of the shot, the way the shot moves, I've never seen anything like this. And he said, this kid's going to eat the league alive. And I mean, he was absolutely right. The first game, drilling someone through the glass, scoring the winning goal, having 2 goals. I mean, he announced himself.
Right.
And that's why I've said, the bigger the stage, never doubt this guy. And, I'm hoping this year of specialness and history continues. And we got to put this celebration a little beside
Tonight's
us.
the end.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. Yeah. And I hope the fans will show their love, and then they'll get back to, let's get into the playoffs and let's compete for a cup.
Playoff hockey. Well, we're excited about that.
Great.
Excited about Ovi. Probably kept you too long. Thank you very much for the time.
Okay, man.
I appreciate it.